This is Explaining Reality.
Hey, I'm Nora, and today we're going to talk about Real Housewives of Orange County.
Hey, I'm Colin, and I've heard about this one before. So what are we starting with Orange County then?
Okay, so before we get into Orange County, I want to go back a couple episodes when we were talking about Real Housewives of Rhode Island
Okay.
because we did a podcast and I was referring to a woman who was sleeping with a married man. And I'm not talking about like he's married, but he's been separated and moved out. Divorce can take years. I get that. I'm talking about a man who was like happily married, going home to his wife every night, and she was sleeping with him on the side. She was this dirty little secret. And she was very proud of this. And I referred to her as see you next Tuesday.
Okay. I think I remember that.
Yes. And I got a call from my mother who was very upset that I used that word.
Ah.
And I tried to tell her it's just a word. And if there was something worse I could call them, I would. Like, I don't think any woman that does that, I have zero respect for. Like, I also said that they're like demons walking the earth. Like, I have no respect for any woman that does that. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I called her that word, and my mom was like, "That's the worst word you could ever say. You're going to get canceled. I'm never listening to your podcast again."
Well, I mean, as I think everybody knows by now, getting canceled is actually great. So I say keep it up.
Well, I say there are far worse words. And I tried to tell my
Sure.
mom that. I was like, listen, there are certain words that I will never say ever. I
Right,
will
right.
never say the N word. I will never
Good.
say the R word when referring to somebody who's like
Right.
acting stupid.
Yep.
I won't say that. I will never use the F word when referring to a gay person. Never. Those are words that I will never say because it's truly like insulting to an entire it just takes us back to where we just know those are not
Right.
the see you next Tuesday. I'm like it's just it's like calling a man a dick. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I've said that multiple times.
Yeah.
So I just had to put a disclaimer out there because I had this whole call from my mother she started crying on the phone. She was like, I can't believe a daughter that I raised would use that word.
Mm.
And when I brought up that there are worse words, she's like, that should be included in that in that group.
Right. That should be on the list. Yeah.
Yeah, should it? So that's my question. Like, am I missing something where it's like more than just a word? Like, am I somehow doing something awful by it's not my everyday language. It's not something that I say every day. I don't make
Yeah.
it a habit of using that
Right.
word every day, but something does trigger me when we're talking about like a woman
Sure.
knowingly sleeping with like a married man on the side. That's the only where I want that woman to feel as insulted as my mother did. I want her to cry.
Yeah.
I think it's that despicable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know really what I should comment on in this very tangled situation.
I mean, do you know something I don't know? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this a word? Because, we're talking about Real Housewives, and I have to tell you, they use it a lot. Like, it's Dorit Kemsley's favorite word
Yeah.
on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like, she uses it to describe even herself.
Yeah. I mean, I I mean, don't get me wrong. It's certainly one of my favorite words, but I know that it's not something to be used. But I mean, if you are going to use it, it's how you used it to describe someone who deserves it. But
yeah, but I don't think it should be in the same category as the other words I was saying. I mean, not the other words I was saying, but the ones I was just describing, the N word,
right,
R word.
right.
Like those are words that I've never used and I never would.
Yeah.
Because I know what they represent.
Right. And so, I mean, I guess your mom is sort of saying that it is kind of like those words.
Yeah, that's where I'm questioning. That's where I want to know.
It seems
me, like, and our listeners can educate me too. Like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't. Maybe there's something I don't know. And if somebody, because she couldn't. When I kept saying, "Why do you find it so offensive? What is it?
right,
What?"
Right.
She just kept saying, "It's a disgusting, despicable word." I said, "But why? Why is it so insulting?" Like,
yeah.
I can tell you why the N word would be very insulting. I can tell you why the R word would be very insulting. I can tell you why the F word would be very insulting.
Right.
Someone educate me on, I think, like,
if anything, it's probably just, I mean, I think you're right. It's not as bad as those other words that all have like direct.
Yeah, they have a historical. Like, yeah.
But
yeah, exactly.
I think the way that people use the new word on the list is that sort of with the same intent behind it, but the word itself I don't think has exactly like a history like that.
Okay.
So
well, because
I think I see what she's saying, but I don't think it's something to necessarily be upset about.
Well, since I
maybe
love my mother very much, going forward, I'm going to say see you next Tuesday. But you all know that I mean fun.
All right. So long as I don't have to edit anything.
No.
I don't care. Okay.
Nope. So, all right. Anyway, getting into today's topic, Real Housewives of Orange County.
Uh-huh.
So, can you believe the Real Housewives have been on for 20 years?
If anyone deserves it, it's them.
And Real Housewives of Orange County is the one that started it all. So,
has it actually been 20 full years or just 20 seasons of it being on TV, which usually with TV schedules means 20 years, but is it actually 20 years that this has been?
It's 20 years. It's also 20. They're in their 20th season, but because they have so many different ones, like each season airs like once a year. So it's 20 years, it's 20 seasons of Real Housewives of Orange County. And so the brand new 20th season just aired. We're only 3 episodes in, and they are bringing back some familiar faces and doing some flashbacks to like
familiar, reconstructed, worked over faces, I imagine.
Yeah, let's be honest. The faces look this. They're frozen solid.
How'd they get younger? It's that California magic.
Yep. So the cast, I'm going to go in order of my favorites to my least favorite.
Okay.
So
of people on the show now.
Yes, that are on the show now.
History.
I couldn't go through the entire history.
Okay.
That would be like 20 episodes for us to do that.
All right.
So Gina, she is my favorite. She's originally from New York. She moved to Orange County. She was married at the time, and her husband had an affair, and they broke up. But what I really love about her is that she went through a lot with him. It was a lot. We've watched over like multiple seasons of what she went through with him. And he ended up with a new girlfriend. And and not the girl that broke up their marriage. This is just a totally like somebody who came in when they were completely single. She's with a great guy, Travis.
Good.
But they have children. And the way that they're co-parenting is just like, I feel like they're setting the best example for any like broken families out there, because she is very good friends with his girlfriend. They do like TikTok videos together. They're like, they do holidays together. They do things all together. Just to show like we can make this work. And she never really, even though he had the affair, I felt like she tried to hide it for a little while because she doesn't want to she never bashes him. And she just has nothing but good things to say about him and loves his girlfriend. So I think she's the voice of reason for the whole cast. Like, I think everybody should just follow the book of Gina. But
well, what does Gina do? She's
a real estate agent.
Okay.
No, she's also a realtor. She's engaged to Travis. He has kids and she has kids. They're kind of like a little modern day, like Brady Bunch of bringing the families together. And yeah, she really is a voice of reason. And I really like her because I feel like she doesn't get dirty and she doesn't do, even with her ex-husband, like she could have just been like ripping him apart, but she doesn't want to do that for the sake of her kids. And since she came on the show, she's been one of my favorites.
So how long has she been around then?
Oh my gosh. Many, many seasons. I don't know.
Has anyone been there from the beginning?
Yes. Vicky, who not necessarily all the way from the beginning because she got fired for a few seasons and now she's back. She refers to herself as the OG of the OC.
Oh, right. I've heard you talk about her before, but we'll get to her whenever she's on your list, I guess.
Yeah, when she's on my list.
All
right. So after Gina is Emily, who's Gina's best friend. I love her too. I love the marriage that she has like with her husband. I think that they are like a perfect example of a good marriage. And I really like her. But there was one thing this season that I was kind of like, Carmela, who's a new girl. She's new on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's Emily's 50th birthday. And they all go out to celebrate. And Carmela buys her this really nice Dior purse. And she also got her a vibrator. I don't know why the two. That was a little weird.
She's just thinking of the see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. Terry Dubrow, who's also Heather Dubrow's husband, he made a funny joke where he said, well, she was just saying, if you don't like the purse, go fuck yourself. Like, it makes sense.
These people sound so clever.
But so this is a very expensive, beautiful purse. And she kept, I guess, making comments to Emily at the birthday party. Are you going to open your presents? Are you going to open your presents? And then Emily later, like she didn't end up opening her presents till she got home. When she gets home, it's sitting on the counter. The kids are sitting around and her husband comes in and he's like, what's this? She's like, oh, it was a gift from Carmela. And she opens it in front of the kids and there's a vibrator. And of course her husband was like, oh, get this out of here. And so then she calls Heather and says, I don't know. Like, what was that? Was that about clout? Why did she want me to open that in front of everybody? Did she want to brag about, because this is a very expensive purse that she gave me. Did she want brag? Did she want the world to see like what she gave me? And I don't think she did. My two thoughts initially are, I'm a gift person. I love giving gifts. I love it more than receiving them. Like I love shopping at Christmas. And I love trying to find something that I think my husband's really going to love or my son's going to be really excited about. And I want to see their faces when they open it. Like, that's part of the fun of like when you find something that you really think this person's going to love this, you can't wait for them to open it. So I think that was part of it with the purse. It's like she wanted to see Emily open it. And the second part was that she also knew there was a vibrator in there, and it may have been crossing her mind of like, I don't want you to open this in front of your children. Like, I want you to open it here where it's just all adults and a fun night where we can have a laugh about it and not turn into like something awkward for you and your family.
Right.
But Emily's first thought was she's trying to show off her wealth, and she wants to do this for clout, and she wanted attention to show the viewers, look what I bought her. And I don't think that was it. I don't know. I could be wrong.
The things that these creatures fuss over. My God.
Okay. So, but I still love Emily. I do love her. Next on my list is Heather Dubrow.
Heather Dubrow?
Yes. She's married to Terry Dubrow, who is a plastic surgeon.
Oh,
and
how convenient.
So here's the thing about Heather. Heather and Terry, Vicky, the OG of the old seat, notice she's down my list. Mm-hmm. She made a comment that Heather and Terry inherited all their money, and because they're very, very rich.
Okay.
They sold their house for $55 million. And she said, you guys, well, they inherited all their money. And so Heather confronts her and says, our parents are alive. Who did we inherit our money from? And Vicky said, Terry's brother. And she said, Terry's brother would have left it to our parents. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we did not inherit a dime from them. And then in Vicky's confessional, she says, well, doctors don't live in $20, $50 million homes. And that could be true. I think the average pediatrician probably doesn't live in a $55 million house.
Is it a cosmetic plastic surgeon?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
in
not
Orange County. But not only that, he's been the star of multiple shows. Like there was a show called The Swan. I don't know if you remember that.
I certainly don't. Is it a Bravo show?
No, it was on a long time ago, but it was like taking an ugly duckling, taking somebody who was very ugly and turning them into a swan through all this plastic surgery.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like, I mean, birds, and I mean, I get the ugly duckling and the swan thing, but it's more like turning a alligator into a salamander more than turning a duck into a swan.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, that show, that was a different time. But anyway, he was the plastic surgeon on that TV show. I think when you're not only a successful plastic surgeon, but you're on TV shows. And then he was on a show called Botched on E! And Botched was all about people that had, the name speaks for itself, right?
Yeah. So I assume he didn't do the botching. He probably fixed the botches.
He fixed it. Yeah. People came in with these crazy stories and they were botched.
Right. Those people make a lot of money.
Yes. And now he's on Real Housewives of Orange County. Not only that, his wife has a successful acting career. I mean, she's been on a lot of sitcoms and different shows before she became a reality TV star. So there's a difference there, Vicky. This is not just your everyday like pediatrician. This is a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills. Well, they're in Orange County, but they should basically be Beverly Hills. And the plastic surgeon to the stars who has lots of TV shows. Yeah. He's making millions of dollars. Like, that's not inherited money. I don't think that's that shocking.
Yeah.
The other thing about the DeBros, that this is where I might get
Silly name.
canceled. This
Ooh.
is where I'm going to get myself in trouble. So we've watched them for a long time, since their children have been growing up on the TV screen, and they had a child who was born, Colette. She was a girl. We saw her as a toddler, and then transitioned and became a boy at the age of 12. And that's where I'm a little bit like, this is where I'm going to get in trouble. But I'm just going to say it. I have nothing against people who are transgender at all. None. I think adults who are trans, I have full support for that. I have nothing against it. I question it a little bit when they're transitioning before puberty, when they're children, because when I was a kid, I was a tomboy. And I don't know if tomboys, did we forget? Sometimes girls are tomboys. I'd fight to put on a dress. I did not want to do it.
Right.
I was making mud pies. I was playing with all the boys. I was out there playing capture the flag. I was doing all of this stuff. I didn't hang out with the little girls. I wasn't into it. I was a tomboy. And it really wasn't until I was around 15, 16 that I started oh, I kind of like makeup. Oh, I kind of like dresses. Oh, I kind of like the girly stuff. And if I had done, if I was 6 years old and saying that I'm a tomboy and we were today's age, my parents might have been like, let's do the puberty blockers. Let's get her on hormones. Let's change her into a boy.
Some new equipment. I don't think.
Yeah.
That does seem pretty young.
It's young.
But the other thing, right? So I wonder how you get to that point, because obviously the parents would have to be okay with that happening.
Yeah.
So I would be surprised if they just did it because she liked playing capture the flag, right? There's got to be something else.
That's what I'm thinking too, right. Because they're private about that, but they did a public announcement of Colette at the age of 12. They did a public announcement of Colette is now a boy. His name is Ace, and he is now going to be a boy. And
Ace?
Yeah. Ace at 12 years old. You're not even, most people haven't even gone through puberty yet.
Right.
And so my hope is that they are not putting him on puberty blockers and all of that, because what can happen is, your brain's still developing. And if you get older and you decide, wait, I was just going through a phase of, I was just an extreme tomboy. I'm not a boy and I want to have a baby. And they're like, oh, whoops, we took your fertility away and we put you on all these hormones. And now you're completely confused. You've got to just I feel like kids just need to grow up first. And if they make that decision, and maybe you see it coming even at 15, 16, okay, our child may be transgender, and that's okay. And you can start talking to doctors and figuring out what to do. But I think making that decision at 12, where you not only make the decision that they're transgender, but put out a public statement to the world of our child is transgender. I don't know. I just kind of feel like they should have kept that a little more private to protect the child. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, first of all, these are reality TV people. So
I know, but the kids are innocent in this. They didn't sign up for...
we can do to keep people talking about us.
Look, there's other people on the show whose husbands won't, ex-husbands won't even sign off on their kids being on the show. So we never see their children.
Right.
So there'd be no reason to just for Heather, because Ace really isn't on the show. Like, she could have just been like, all right, we're going to keep this matter private. This isn't for TV. We're going to handle it with our family. And we're going to make sure that we're doing the best for him and making sure that he fully understands. And hopefully, I just hope they didn't start him on. I mean, you can cut your hair and do everything else, but don't do the surgeries and the and all the hormones and all the injections and all this stuff until he's old enough to fully. 12 is just so young. That's the baby.
Yeah, right. So that's the other thing. Is like, what does that actually all mean? Like, are they actually doing anything like that? Drugs
that's
or
the part.
surgery or whatever?
That's the thing. They're very private about that, but they put the public statement out there of our son. And it's just it's a little weird for the viewers because, like I said, we saw Colette when she was a little cute little toddler in a frilly dress and the pigtails and adorable little girl.
Yep.
And now they're like, Colette is now at 12. If they were making this announcement at like 18 or something, I would be fully like, okay, I'm on board. But I think I think that's just way too young. And we're seeing it more and more with celebrities where they're just deciding, and you've got to let kids be kids. I mean, my son right now, his favorite color is pink and purple. And no, I don't, I'm not like worried about it. Like, I'll purposely go like get him. Like we were at gymnastics the other day and I'm like going through they had a bunch of bouncy balls and I found the purple one because I knew he'd want that one. And, there's nothing wrong with that. It does not mean I'm going to be like, all right, he's now a girl.
Well, purple is a color of royalty, isn't it?
It is.
So,
yeah. So that's the DeBros. And Terry is a doctor and he's a plastic surgeon. So I guess he
probably take care of whatever's needed.
I hope not until he's an adult. I just hope. I'm telling you, it would be like if a 12-year-old came to and just really like since he was like 6 was talking about, I really want a tattoo I want this tattoo on my arm. I want this tattoo on my arm.
Right.
And then they're at 12 and it's like, well, he's been talking about this for 6 years. No, sorry, you got to wait till you're 18. Because you may change, you don't know. You go through, your body changes so much, your hormones change, your things change throughout your life where what you loved, you can't even get me on a soccer field. Now, I want nothing to do with sports. I'm not into it. When I was a kid, I was out there running with the boys in the field and doing everything else. I was picking up worms. I had caterpillars crawling up my arms. I was a tomboy, but not a boy.
Yeah, that's what I figure must be. That must be something else to it. I
think so too. Yeah, but I also feel like if you're going to open the public up, you're going to put out a statement like this. Now we're invested. Like, how about you just keep it private unless you're ready to tell if you're going to tell us, like, this is what's happening, maybe now share the details of we're not doing that, because that's where I'm like, just worried for the child.
I feel like the most likely thing that's happening here is that maybe the kid, well, hopefully the kid had some say in this, but let's say that the kid wants to be a boy or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're just like, fine. And that's probably all it is. And it's like, well, he's a boy now. And they haven't done any of the drugs and they haven't done any of the surgery. And they're just saying that because they're reality TV people. And then everyone's going to be talking about it one way or the other. And they're going to be people like, there better not be a penis on that child. And then and they're like, well, no, of course not.
Like,
don't and that's use your kid for around.
Clickbait. Don't use your kid for clickbait.
But they don't. They can't not use anything for clickbait. Like these lizards on TV, like lizards don't care about their children. They lay the eggs and something hatches. And if the lizard can use that hatchling for gain, they're going to, and that's all they're doing. It's.
I think Heather and Terry love their children very much. I'm not taking away from that at all.
Sure.
And I'm sure they're doing everything right, but it's tough when you put out a public statement and then we have no details.
And right. And like, I don't care about these people in the least. And this is the first I've ever heard that they exist. And so I have no stake in this at all, but I would guess most likely that's what's happening. It's talk about us, get all riled up that we've drugged and rebuilt this child, and everyone talk about it. And once people get too upset about it, then it's like, we didn't do any of that stuff. He just wants to be a boy, and maybe we're going to do that stuff. Or they have done all of it, and that's kind of weird because, like, I mean, state to state, the laws are different and everything, and California is probably more on the, yeah, fine, we'll do it side. But even still, like, with everything that goes on now, right, it's will doctors do that, right? I mean,
I think in California, yeah, I think that they will. And either way, his dad is a big time plastic surgeon. So, like,
they can just do it at home.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah. I bet that's what it is, though. It's just, okay, the boy now, and nothing has actually happened.
Yeah.
But everyone's going to talk about it. And the most popular podcast that covers reality TV is talking about it right now. So
that's right.
So they got what they wanted either way.
So true. But I do love the bros, and we never know.
Yeah,
like, maybe when he's 18, we'll get an announcement he's Colette again. I don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah.
So next on my list is Shannon. Shannon, she's just kind of Shannon Bedore. She always has to use her full name. I am Shannon Bedore. I am Shannon Bedore. Like, we get it. That's your full name
on TV, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Every annoying thing they do is planned.
She's been on the show for a long time. She went through a lot, like, with her husband also had an affair. She did not handle it like Gina. They had a terrible divorce. They were, hated each other. He went and had a baby with another woman. Like, it was just nonstop drama with them. And in the meantime, she started dating this guy, John Jansen. And she was like so head over heels in love with this guy. And she was like, this is the love of my life. And he ended up leaving her to be with another housewife named Alexis Bellino. And he married Alexis. So what do they do? Bring Alexis on it? Not this season, but in the past season, they brought her on as a cast member. And Shannon was kind of forced to have to be like interacting with this woman who like stole her man. And
so was she was on a different housewife show?
She was on Orange County years ago. She was married to somebody else at that time.
Okay.
And they got divorced, and then she got fired, and Shannon took her spot. So then Shannon was on for many seasons, and then she came back as a friend of. And there was like a famous line at the reunion where Shannon was like, I took your job 10 years ago and you're yeah. The thing about Shannon is, though, I do like her, but I think I just am getting the TV version of Shannon because it's probably all of them, but the others don't have a reputation. She has a reputation of just being really horrible to cameramen, to producers, to people who like acting like they're beneath her and just being this diva demanding like nightmare to work with.
Well, they are.
The others don't have that. So
that she is better than them. That's the whole point of all of this. That their whole team is put together just to watch her interact with the world. So that's the problem with the world is that this person is important. The fact that this lizard has any importance is the whole problem in and of itself. So yes, of course. I mean, it would be nice if she didn't act that way, but she is better than those.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say she's better. She thinks she is. Yeah.
She is.
So she was on this show called Love Hotel, and I think that's what it was called. And it's this show that so they had like different guys that came in and like dated. It was like housewives that were in the hotel, and the guys were dating them. And then when they eliminated someone, and they're like, I'm not checking out of the hotel with you. And basically, like in the end, they pick one. That's who they check out of the hotel with. And it's like this love. Yeah. So this was a whole nother show. But the host of that show before the show even aired, he went on a rampage on, I don't know if he was just like drunk or what, because he deleted it, but it was too late. Everyone like picked it up. He did this video where he just said, Shannon Bedore is the most nightmarish person to ever work with. She's despicable. Like she's rude to everybody. And he just ripped her apart. Then he deleted it. He issued an apology. I'm sure E came after him because he's like, this hasn't even aired yet. Like you can't be ripping apart the talent. Or
you can be.
You can.
It's like, hey, watch this.
It definitely made me want to tune in more. I was like, because the problem is that his comments weren't going to add up with what they were airing, because she's only a nightmare behind the scene. When cameras go up, she's this lovable, almost like a Lucille Ball. She's very goofy and quirky, and she does these like, she has this whole shtick that now everybody's making fun of, that she's always like, whoa, and like falling all over the place and tripping and tumbling over her own feet and doing falls that people are now saying is so on purpose. Like she thinks it's hilarious, I guess.
And this is a bit dated at this point, but is she Kramer?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's this like goofy character. It's just, opens the door and like
falls over a lot.
Quirky, is falling over all the time. Like, yeah. And just kind of silly. And it's funny to watch until you start hearing people from behind the scenes saying, this is an act. This is not really who she is. She is this like, this is what she's putting on that makes her this fun, lovable, funny, quirky woman. And one of the producers from Real Housewives, and it has not been deleted, somebody did a video about the new season airing. She did her whole thing. She's falling all over the place in the, the first episode. And the producer wrote, I love how Shannon can go from cussing out all of the producers, swearing at everybody, acting like a total diva, and then cameras go up and suddenly she's the sweet little, like doing her old tired shtick. And he wrote that. It was another podcaster who was like talking about, and he commented that on the video. And he's a producer. Well, I don't think he is anymore, but he had many, many, many years of being a producer on Real Housewives of Orange County. So that got picked up everywhere. And everyone's like, okay, if there's multiple, now the host of like Love Hotel came out and said, now this producer who's like no longer affiliated and can speak out is saying what a nightmare she is.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah. It's making me not like her as much anymore, because I'm like, I'm seeing a character and I like the character she's playing, but I feel like the real her I'd probably hate.
But she's number 3 on your list of favorites.
I know she's in towards order the favorites. End. We did Gina, Emily, Heather. She's number 4. There's only 6.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but you know who I forgot? Jen. Oh, I like Jen. She should have been up higher way before Shannon. I like Jen. I forgot about her. No, I do like her. The only thing that this season is a little bit is that I feel like she's maybe putting, again, it goes back to the kids. I think she's putting too much pressure on her kids. I mean, her kid, he's like 17 and he was speeding 105 miles per hour. Not okay.
Uh-uh.
She like gets upset with him about getting the ticket. He's kind of like, oh man, how much was that? And he was just kind of arrogant about it. And he's 17. I'm like, that's not a good look. You're putting him on TV. I don't know. I don't know if
Where
my
was
son,
he?
when he's 17, I would hope he wouldn't do that, but he might have the same arrogance. And I would not want it to be on TV for the entire world to see him being a 17-year-old douchebag.
Again, like they probably can't see the douchebaggery. Probably see, oh, that's a normal person where we live.
Well, he could have killed somebody. Like that
Sure.
is
Where was
not
this
okay.
105? Is it
I don't
on?
know. He was somewhere in Orange County, and
I mean, if it's on
there
the
have been
highway, then you shouldn't do it. But it's not a huge deal.
somebody better never hit me and my son going 105 miles per hour. Like if I
Oh, right.
survive,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you. Do not put my kid in
Right.
danger
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. No,
Yeah.
thank you. So yeah, that I was annoyed by it, but I also felt like I don't know. I just feel like with my own kid, I would not want this would be a conversation we'd have in private. Like we don't need the cameras up and the world to
Yeah.
see because his reaction is going to get the world judging him, just like I'm doing right now.
But it must have been on the highway because I mean,
They
he'd
didn't
be
even specify.
arrested and have definitely have a license taken away if it was anywhere but the highway, I think.
Yeah.
But
Well, he said, he was like, "Oh, how much?" She goes, "How much do you think the ticket was?" And he was like, $500. She was like, "No, it was 700." And he was like, "Damn." And he was just kind of like, his reaction was just kind of like,
Mhm.
not what you want to see him be
Right.
like, "I'm so sorry. This was so cute."
Right.
But he's
Right.
17-year-old boy. So no, he's not going to be like that. He's going to be a cocky, arrogant little asshole. I mean, that's what they are at 17. And it's expected.
Yeah.
I would not I'm more looking at her like, don't put your kid on national TV doing that. Then later she again sits down with him and like is forcing him to talk about like her divorce from his dad and his dad not coming around and saying, "Is this why you're speeding?" and all of this stuff where she's like really pulling it out of him.
This is why you're speeding.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And he gets emotional and you could tell he doesn't want to be showing like he doesn't want you can tell that he's
Yeah.
trying to hold it in. And I'm like, why are you doing this to him? And he's got friends at school. He doesn't want to see his friends to see him like crying on national TV over his dad not coming around. Like, what are you doing? This is a private conversation.
Are you speeding because your dad's not coming around?
Yeah. That's basically what she says. That's why you're doing. And then she breaks down sobbing, and then he's hugging her, and he's getting emotional, seeing his mom like sobbing. And I'm like, do not do this because you want views, because you want to be relevant on TV. Like there are certain things you could put yourself on blast. Protect your kids, please. That's
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's they can't help it.
yeah. They can't help it. They're addicted to the fame. Like more important than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And if they don't have, a storyline that's working for them, if they're not currently on one side of an affair, then let's see what the kids are up to. Oh, they're
Yeah.
committing somewhat serious crimes. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. And let's do this. Like, I'm sure she went to him and was like, we're going to sit down and have a talk. And while the cameras are up, like, let's get you
Yeah.
mic'd. And then it's like, let me pry it out. Let me get him to cry. Like, come on. I would never, ever do that to my child. There's just no amount of money, no amount of fame in the world that would have me put my child on TV when he's an adolescent and make him like cry on national TV or talk about his feelings. No.
So very easy to say now. But once you
No, it's
finally
not
make
easy.
it onto one of these shows and they say, you know what? We're going to take a little camera time away from Nora. She's just too boring. What's the kid up to?
Hell no. No, that would never happen. It's one of the
Easy to
reasons I would
say.
never go on one of
Easy to
these
say.
shows, because I would not ever sign up to put my child. I think the ones that are the most blessed are the ones that have ex-husbands that won't allow their children on. I think that that's because they still get to be on the show. They have an excuse for why their kid isn't shown. And and it works. And that's we saw like Real Housewives of New York City, Sonia Morgan was on the entire series, every single season, I think, almost from the very beginning, and never once saw her daughter. Her daughter was growing up, living at her house, graduating, going to school, doing all these things. We didn't see her one time on the show. And Sonia still gave us a great show. Like, we still got a lot out of Sonia. You don't need to expose your kids so that you can have fame. I think it's terrible.
Mm.
And that's where I get very bothered.
Right.
I'm a little
what kind of
offended
car
that you think I would
this
do
kid
that.
all I'm saying, I'm just saying it's easy to say that I'm not going to exploit children in order to get more camera time. And it's easy to say when you're not on camera. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying saying you would. I'm not saying you would, but I think you'd think about it a little harder than dismissing it.
Nope, I wouldn't. I can promise you that. I know myself and I know how I am as a parent. And no, I would not.
All right.
Well,
you're saying all the right things, but yeah.
We are getting towards the end of the list. So next up is Vicki Gunvalson, the OG of the OC.
Mm-hmm. So she's been there from the beginning, but got fired and then came back.
Look,
as every single one who gets fired or removed from the show, like we've talked about before, every time it's like, oh, this person's not making it next season. They're just taking a few seasons off. That's all. They're all coming back because that's the return of Vicki Gunvalson.
Yeah, she's back, and her whole thing is, I'm the OG of the OC. When we last saw her, she was losing her mind. Like, she was going crazy because she really feels like this is her show. She thinks she created the show. She was cast on the first season.
Right.
But she says, this is my show. I started this 20 years ago. Other franchises came out of it. She's not a producer. She has no rights to it. She is simply a cast member. It is not her show, but she is like convinced that this is her show. And she was saying, like, when we last saw her, she was just screaming at the women, you can get off my show. This is my show. You're fired. Bye-bye. And they're like, you have no power to do that, actually. Like, nice try. Her whole shtick is just screaming. Like, she's the one who was like screaming in the very first season about, who sends a family van? You send a family van when we have she was mad that they didn't send I guess she wanted like a stretch limo van or something, and they just sent like a normal the sliding door van to pick her up to take them to the airport for a family vacation. And she's screaming at the top of her lungs at this
who arranged their vacation?
She did, I guess, but I guess she called for this car, and the car that she requested, they sent her a family van. Okay. Yeah, it was this whole thing. And but then, so since then, oh my gosh, I can't even go through 20 years of Vicki, because she was married to this guy, Don. They did a vow renewal. They seemed like they were very happy. This was the father of her kids isn't really in their life. And Don was came in when they were little. And so they considered him dad. She ends up having an affair on him with this other guy. Brooks. And Brooks tells her that he thinks he has cancer. And she decides, I need to leave Don. This is the love of my life, and he's sick, and I want to be with him. So she divorces Don, goes off to be with Brooks. And there's an entire season where Brooks is saying that he has cancer, and the women are all doubting it because he's just like not showing any. It's like terrible, but he's not really showing any signs that he has cancer. He was saying he had pancreatic cancer, and he wasn't doing chemotherapy. He wasn't doing any of this stuff. One of the ladies knew like a top doctor, and she's like, I want to get you in to see this doctor. He wouldn't go see the doctor. The ladies asked, they're like, do you go with him to any of his treatments? Vicky's like, no, I haven't been to any of his treatments. He's drinking alcohol. He's eating bad food. He's just nothing he's doing seems like he's sick. And it turned out he was faking cancer and finally came clean about it. So there was a whole season. Vicky just left, like basically the father of her children, like this guy who she was with for this long, had an affair with this man who was like faking cancer, and all because he was in love with Vicky, the Real Housewife. He wanted to be on the show. He was like, he studied the show, and the women started to notice things he'd say that were so clear that he had seen previous episodes, and they're like, why would you use that term? Like, that's something from like 3 seasons ago. Like, he studied the show, and then he came into her DMs, and he somehow, blew up her family.
Wow.
And so he's gone. And then
wonder how real that is. Like, if he really managed to do all that himself, or if this was just another storyline that they made up.
I mean,
because that's actually impressive. That's interesting.
But he wasn't good at it. He was not good at faking cancer. Like,
I don't mean the faking cancer part, but the fact that it's like, you know what? I bet I can get on this dumb show. And then he did.
Well, I mean, it worked. He was like, so apparently he was sending her all these messages. She works in insurance. He started working in insurance. He started showing up at conferences that she was at. He was stalking her. That's basically it. He was stalking her. And then showing up at the different things that she was at, and then saying, and sending her all these messages on Instagram. And then the thing that he really took her in was when he said that he had cancer, and 2 other girlfriends came forward and said, it also told him at different times that he had cancer. And that's what kind of brought them in too, where they were already kind of liking him. And then he said this, and then it was kind of like, oh, I have to be there for you. I have to help you through this. And it's a master manipulator. And then they both found out that he didn't have cancer.
Is cancer considered attractive these days?
I don't think that it's considered I don't think it's that. I think it's like, if you already really care, if you already kind of have feelings, it's already happening. You're already starting to care about this person, but you're not ready to fully just leave, blow up your life and just leave and be with this person. And it's just kind of like an emotional affair. And then they say something like that. I don't know. I think in her mind, she's like, I can't, this can no longer just be an exchange of messages, of inappropriate messages and phone calls. I need to go be by his side and help him through this. And
so they literally never actually met until,
I mean, they had met at like conferences and things like that. But they were not in a serious, like, they were just kind of like, I think they hooked up a few times when she was away from her husband and she'd go back home. They weren't serious until because one of the other ladies, Tamara, she said that Vicky had come to her and said, I've caught feelings for this other man, and I was trying to just keep it. I was trying not to let it get too heavy, but now he's battling cancer, and I feel like I need to leave Don and go be with him and help him through this. So that's his thing. And when he comes on the show and ladies all want to see, they're like, let me see your medical, because they started to just not believe it.
Where's your cancer?
Nothing he was doing, nothing was adding up. Like, he was
Like,
drinking a lot of alcohol. Like he was
yeah.
ordering like vodka drinks every single night when they were out, and
Well,
he's eating bad food, and he's not.
it's like, the thing about that though is that's extremely common for people who get cancer to keep doing the things that gave them cancer. That's, I mean,
Well,
that's not just the fact that he's still trying to get cancer, even though he already has cancer, doesn't mean that he doesn't have cancer.
well, that is true, but it was more than just that. Like pancreatic cancer, the cancer's like the worst one. And he, he was going to treat, he wouldn't let Vicky come to any of his, like, he'd say he's going to treatments. Vicky couldn't come to any of them, like with him, like couldn't sit with him while he's, because he obviously wasn't getting chemo. The ladies at one point, you're going to love this. They spoke to a psychic, and the psychic said, I don't think he has cancer. I'm not seeing it. And that's how the whole thing, they started saying, okay, well, the psychic says he doesn't have cancer. And then they started investigating. And at one point, he gave his medical records to the girls. And at one point, Tamara's reading it, and she's like, this can't be all one word. The entire word was like run together. And he goes, oh, yeah, they have a lot of. And then she's saying all this. She's like, there's a typo here and there's a typo there. And he's like, yeah, the person who transcribes it at like Hope Medical, which is like one of the biggest hospitals in like the LA area, makes a lot of mistakes and they're and it was just kind of
using ChatGPT.
It wasn't a thing then. This was a long time ago.
Yeah, all right.
If he had ChatGPT, if this had happened this season, oh yeah, Brooks would have sold them all. He would have had AI just be like, here you go. Here's my medical records. He'd take a picture of himself and be like, put me in a hospital bed with like an IV coming out of me. And yeah. But anyway, he ended up finally coming clean that he never had cancer. So they weren't wrong in all their accusations.
Yeah.
And then he
Psychic
just disappeared.
Was right again.
Yeah, the psychic was right. And he disappeared. From there, that was like the beginning of Vicky's downfall. Because then Vicky just started getting like so like controlling over all of like the women. And even at the reunion, she even went off on Andy and was like her last reunion. Where she said, don't you forget where you came from. Like who made you? She was basically saying like she made him.
Right.
No, he brought you on the show as the talent. He's the producer. He's the creator. You're just a person on the show. You're not like, this is not your show. So I was kind of hoping this season, she had a few years to cool off after she got fired. I thought season 20, Vicky's going to come back, be a little more humbled and be like, okay, I'm just like everybody. Nope. She got so mad because Heather sent her a text and said, welcome back, Vicky. And she's like, she doesn't say welcome back to me. I am in charge. She's not in charge. She's like, this is my show. And already she was saying it like Carmela, who's new. She said, I don't like the new girls. This is my show. And Carmela goes, well, you're new this season too. And she's like, no, I created this show 20 years ago.
Everybody should just tell her they have cancer at this point, I think.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
Vicky,
the Vicky and the Shannon, and they both do this thing where both of them are falling on top of each other and they're like, what? I'm like just screaming all the time. And it's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be this little like Lucy and what's Lucy's best friend's name? Ethel? Remember from
it's a little before my time even.
Before my time too. But that's the vibe they're giving. I don't know. They're just supposed to be this like these like goofy two best friend old ladies that are just like trying to be funny and they're not. And I shouldn't call them old ladies. They're like 60 something, but
yeah, that's old. they're old.
Okay. So last on my list is Tamara. And I put Tamara last because Tamara's one that I've watched for a long time. And it's like, I love her, then I hate her. Then I love her, then I hate her. Then I love her, then I hate her. So it probably makes her a good one to like keep on the show because you love to hate her. Um, this season so far, she's not making me angry. There's past seasons that I'm like, you are a bitch. Like that was below the belt. Like you're too much. And there's times that I felt like she sold her soul for the show too, like where she just
No.
goes below the belt and, you know, anything for TV and for fame and doesn't care who she exposes or who she hurts as long as she can keep climbing to the top. But this season so far, she hasn't been as bad. And she also was let go for only like 2 seasons. And then she came back a couple seasons ago. Um, and there was a time when she was on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy says to her, like, uh, you know, Tamara, why are you being so nasty to all, you know, he said something like that. Why are you being so mean to all the women? Why are you being so nasty? And she goes, because if I don't fight with these women, you'll fire me. He did not like that. He was like, no, that's not. And she's like, yeah, I have to be a bitch because that's what keeps my job. And that was the realest I've ever seen Tamara.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so maybe the real Tamara I probably would like. Again, this is TV Tamara, who's like, I'm trying to keep my paycheck coming in and keep my job. So
Yeah.
I have to be a
don't
total.
tell everybody the secret.
Yeah, that was Andy's reaction. He's like, no,
No.
it's not true. We want peace and happiness and love and butterflies every single episode. We don't want drama. It's like, no. So now sometimes I love Tamara and I think she's funny and amazing. And she has a great podcast with Teddy Mellencamp, who's John Mellencamp's daughter. That I do love their podcast. And then there's other times that she's a little bit of a see you next Tuesday.
So wait, John Mellencamp's daughter has a podcast with this.
Yeah. Teddy. Her name's Teddy. It's called Two Teas in a Pod. Not to like promote another podcast, but
Yes. That is kind of does Teddy do anything else?
She was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
For fucking sake.
And she hasn't been on in a while. I really liked her too. And then she actually has been battling cancer. She is battling brain cancer, and I think she's doing great now. And we actually got a glimpse of Teddy. She was briefly on Real Housewives of Orange County this season, where Tamara went over to see her, and she was saying that people go through this, and she actually, not the cancer as like something like the way it should look, but you're seeing her struggle. You're seeing her lose her hair and all that stuff. And she said that the doctor said you should be so grateful because people who go through this, a lot of them never are able to walk again. A lot of them are like, you know, just for the rest of their life struggling with this, and you're doing a good job getting out of it. And she said, some days I just don't feel that grateful. I can understand that because I can't even imagine going through that it's hard to say I should be grateful. You're cutting my head open and I'm going through all of this on all these medications. Right. But yeah, so she has a podcast, and Tamara and Teddy, just like their name, Two T's, they are definitely best friends. And you do see a softer Tamara around Teddy than when she's with the rest of the girls. You can tell she's on the clock when she's with the rest of the girls. She's like, I'm here to be a bitch. I'm here to start it. When she's with Teddy, you see like the real genuine soft side to her.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that nepotism didn't seem to carry Teddy too far if all she's got is a podcast. But she's been on Real Housewives too, so.
No, but I don't think it did, because really she said that John Mellencamp was very big on, like, they're like, okay, you're going to LA, you make it on your own. Like, you figure it out. She did all these different things. Like,
oh yeah. But I mean, just
I don't think
because your
he
parents
got
aren't
her.
helping her out doesn't mean
Yeah.
that they don't know who she is. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, it seems like that's I'm not saying that she got this because of nepotism, although she probably did, but I'm saying that's a shame that that's all it got her.
Yeah. Well,
That and
he also has a famous dad, so that's cool. Little ditty.
So is that all of them then?
That's all of them.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I mean, I guess the only thing that I took from this is that children should all be transitioned, but nobody should be telling the public about it.
Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to check out Explaining Reality on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Links are in the episode description.